What I want to talk about is the idea of challenge, right? And, while it's horrible in the moment you're being challenged, like when you get challenged or when you get asked to do something that you've never done, you enter a stage of like anxiety and almost you're like, oh my God, like I don't know what I'm doing. It matters. I need to do it now. If I do it wrong, there's consequences. I can't ask because I can't distract my coworkers. All these things go in your head when you're asked to do something new in your workplace or in life in general, just anything. Whenever you're presented a challenge that you don't know that you're going to do, that's where the difficulty comes in. That's where the anxiety comes in. And while it sucks in the moment, it's super important to understand that at the end of it, you learn something, right? And I know what I'm saying is like really basic, right? But I'm genuinely experiencing it firsthand where I started my internship and dude, when I tell you that I barely knew how to do anything that I know how to do now, like I would get, pretty much not scolded, but like I would be given a hard time because I wasn't able to do things that I should have known how to do, I guess, right? But with lack of experience and I guess lack of, you could say, spontaneity, lack of logic, I wasn't able to get those tasks done, right? And so I had those hard days. I had those days where like I was like, I was beat up a little bit, pushed around a little bit. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, what the hell? Come on. But what you realize is that the more of those days you have, the more you learn, literally. Like, because when you have a problem, right, or when you have a challenge that you need to take on and you try to ignore it and you try to hope that other people don't see it and you're like, yeah, maybe I'll just get away with it. That's the incorrect approach, because if you do get away with it, good on you, but chances are I'm witnessing, like I'm experiencing that problem. If it's not solved, it won't go away. It will come back, and you can't just keep wishing for that problem to be mitigated or to be completely swept under the rug and to hope that nobody notices about it, because people will notice and they will tell you to fix it. And if you don't know how to fix it, that's when more problems arise, right? But with experience, with time, with patience, if you're able to not welcome, but literally kind of survive and deal with being under the fire a little bit, you'll genuinely learn how to do new things that will help you in the future, in whatever case, right? Because at the end of the day, we all know practice makes perfect, whatever, I fear not the man who practiced 1,000. I don't even know what it is, but the point is, the more we do something, the more we're going to feel comfortable doing it. But it's obvious that we can't start with a lot of experience if we didn't, take the first step forward. And my point is that when we do take those steps forward, we're going to trip, And so it's about how we like find a way to manage it, find a way not to break down or quit. We try and find a way to like deal with being under that temporary fire, because at the end of the day, fire runs out. You know what I'm saying? You can't light up a fire and the fire remains forever. Everything has a time and place, especially difficulty. But it's important that what this internship is teaching me is that it's important that during those times, during that time of fire, we're able to take a deep breath, try and take ownership, and run through those walls, man. Because you get wiser, you get more experience, you get more in touch with yourself, you learn, you gather, you develop more competence in the field that you're working in. And the reason why I say this now is because during the time where we're under fire, that's when a lot of people quit. And I'm speaking for myself too, because there have been a lot of times during this internship where I was like, dude, bro, to hell with all this. Like, I quit. Like, I want to stop. And in the next month, I'm probably going to get that feeling back, man. Like, I'm not even kidding with you guys. But it's important to try and like dig in there, man. Like, to try and, no matter how difficult it is, and you know, every one of us faces difficulty in different magnitudes, but it's difficulty regardless. So it's extremely important for us in those times to truly like dig deep within ourselves and say, man, I'm gonna stay in here, man. I'm gonna stay in here. I'm gonna try and understand how to do this. I'm gonna try and be better next time. I'm gonna write things down, you know, to hopefully improve on the things that I'm being taught and to be better next time, you know? And the more you repeat this, the more skill you gain and the less margin of error that you have. You start and you know nothing, okay? After the first day, you learn a little bit. You learn a little bit. And then the more you go, these skills will be able to be performed by you in quicker, more efficient fashion. And the margin for, you know, people complaining about you, or the margin for you underperforming or not understanding or being under the fire diminishes, you know, because of all the other times you've been in the fire, right? So my point is, and I'm like, I know exactly how you guys feel because I'm going through the same thing. And so when I say like to try and like survive and to try and stick under this fire and to try and like go through it and not give up, it's so hard. It's so hard because I've thought about quitting so many times. But at the same time, at the end of that day, at the end of that hard day, I'm like, dude, today was tough, but like now I know how to do this. Now I know how to do that. Now I actually, you know, I didn't know how to do this, but now I know. So next time I'm asked to do this, I'm not going to be anxious anymore. I got it. And if I don't know how to do it 100%, 80% I got, I might need that 20% help from someone else, but you know, next time it's going to be 90%, 95%, you know? And that's just it. Like, the right mentality to have is not to try and like hope that problems don't arise and hope that you don't need to be put into a situation where you need to react and adapt and, you know, improvise, use logic to solve problems, because you'll have to do that in whatever stage. If not now, you will later in your next job, you know, in an exam, anything. Because these are skills that are very important for us in literally any time in the future, right? Like, we'll need to improvise and we'll need to apply logic in anything that we do. So that's just it, man. The mentality, rather than that, is to go in there and just try and have a good time, but also when the fire and when the waves come rushing in and take you over, take a deep breath and try to remain grounded, because you have the skill, you have the capabilities, you have the tools to take on that task. It's all up to you. It's all mental, right? And that's what my brother told me. Credits to him, because sometimes I get in my head a lot and I forget to realize that it's all in my head. If I decide to be scared, I'm going to be scared. If I decide to take ownership, I'll take ownership. But my point is that learn to welcome these difficult stages and learn to see them as fuel. Learn to see them as, you know, sharpening tools for your sword, for your, you know, whatever, you know? Because while it may suck in the moment when you're under the fire, after those moments, bop, 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 the thing we were talking about, we get better. We get better, we learn more, we get more mature, and we learn, we get familiar. We adapt to the fire, you know? So that's just a note that I had. You know, the final message is just challenge will come. We will be put under fire, but it's about how we react to it. And when you give up, that's the easy way out. I thought about it, but I didn't really have a choice. But, you know, if you're able to withstand the fire, you'll grow and you'll come out the other side a bigger, better, smarter, more mature, wiser individual. And these are the skills and the traits that matter in our lives. So when we do get the opportunity to build them in difficult times, we can't just shoo them away by waving our white flag and saying, I quit. Hope you guys got something out of this. I'm going to be trying to I'm going to post more consistently on this channel. In the month of November, I'm going to be trying to post Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I chill out, I rest a little bit because I'm human, you know what I'm saying? Like, man. But, and a lot of you aren't subscribed. So if you guys want to see more videos, more stuff like this, or you guys want me to cover anything, comment down below what you want me to cover and I'll try to cover it in the best way that I can. I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form. But if you do subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next one, I'll see you guys in the next one.